And on that, on the importance of culture and the left's march through the institutions, I want to ask you about the subtle and not so subtle ways that leftist ideology has captured institutions, particularly at the moment, the trans ideology. Another example, the NHS insisting on using terms like people with a cervix as opposed to just women, which would make it a lot simpler in these health messages. And we're seeing people in the corporate world still submit to this ideology by putting pronouns, for example, in their bios or their email addresses. What's your response to someone who does that just to go with the crowd or to appear tolerant?
Well, my impression is that the days where you have to say Rita brackets she, her, Douglas brackets he, him. I think, although neither of us ever fell into that era, Rita, and I'm very proud that we didn't, nevertheless, I think the era where people thought they had to do that is definitely receding. I don't know about you, but I certainly see it a lot less. You give the example of people with cervixes. What we really have seen, among other things, on this is not just a mass derangement, it's a product of mass miseducation. Nobody who knows the most basic biology could think that just any old person can have a cervix. Unfortunately, of course, Rita, as I think you and I have mentioned before, one of the people who does think that a man can grow a cervix, given the right medication, is our now Deputy Prime Minister in the UK, David Lammy. An absolute genius. And when he was asked on a show some time ago, but can somebody born a man, can they actually become a woman? And he said, well, I think they can. And yeah, I mean, if you have the right. And they said, can they get a cervix? He said, yes, I think they can grow a cervix. These, Rita, are our leaders.
Wow.
You can't expect kids in schools to know basic biology if we're led by people who think that we're kind of pieces of Lego on which you can just stick bits and then take them off. And it's so deranging, so ridiculous. But as I say, I think that era might be receding.
Well, let's hope so. Sadly, it's still very prevalent in this country. We've kind of still haven't had the awakening to this, well, the excesses of the trans movement. We're still handing out puberty
maybe
blockers.
Somebody could, maybe, Rita, you or somebody else could ask your Prime Minister whether he believes he can grow a cervix. I mean, whether or not he wants to, I suppose, is another question. Maybe he could feel the temptation to. But just ask him if he thinks that's possible, if it could be on his agenda someday. And if he says that he could grow one, then we know we're dealing with an absolute idiot.
Well, we have a sex discrimination commissioner, Douglas, in this country who said that she doesn't understand terms like biological male. I think that's actually a direct quote. I don't understand terms like So her entire role as a sex discrimination commissioner, you would think, would be to protect the sex-based rights of women, yes. But she can't work out what exactly a woman is because it's all
who by the way,
very subjective.
Who on earth, who's a serious person, would take up the title of sex discriminator? That's a government appointment. I'm the official government appointed sex discriminator. Watch out, I might come knocking.
Sex discrimination commissioner who doesn't know what a woman is. That's Australia in 2025. Douglas Murray, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Great pleasure. Thank you.